whole world belongs to black people.
Don't you believe that the black and white can live side by side in harmony?
If I said yes, that don't make it right because they can't. I was in Milwaukee just meddling the other day. Didn't nobody see me. And I saw white people, white babies, white girls, and they just was jeering and they hate and they just evil as they can be, coming to kill and shoot and throw bricks at Negroes.
You're talking
and this is as a whole.
But you're talking in particulars when you must talk in general.
Why is it you don't, your whole conversation now is to keep Negroes with you. Why you don't want us to leave you?
Well, because in my estimation, Negro people are every bit as good as white people.
As good as white people.
They're all the same. They're all God's people.
We're not saying we're not all God's people, because if whites was God's people, they wouldn't treat us like they do.
All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. This lesson is entitled Segregation. Okay, segregation. All right. So segregation, what is the meaning? All right, it's the Webster Dictionary. The act or process of segregating, the state of being segregated, the separation or isolation of a race, class, or ethnic group by enforced or voluntary residence in a restricted area, by barriers to social intercourse, by separate educational facilities, or by other discriminatory means. The separation for special treatment or observation of individuals or items from a larger group. Okay? The separation of allelic genes that occurs typically during meiosis. But we're not talking about that. It's the first one. The separation. Okay, let me see. Let me go up top here. Yeah, it's the second one. All right. The separation or isolation of a race, class, or ethnic group by enforced or voluntary residence in a restricted area, by barriers to social intercourse, by separate educational facilities, or by other discriminatory means. So this is what they want for the so-called African American, all right, the so-called Hispanic, all right, and Native American, okay? They want us to be separate, okay? All right. This right here is an attack against us, okay? Against the Israelites. This is a direct attack against the children of Israel and puts us in Jacob's trouble. Okay? All right? All right, so let's get into the scriptures. Revelation 12 and verses 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And we done went over this over and over, the meaning of the devil. Okay, so we'll do that again. Revelation 12 and 12. What's the meaning of devil? Okay, let's look into it. On the interlinear. The devil, G1228 or G1228, Diablos. Okay, that's what it means, Diablos. Okay. Okay, so let's look into it further. What does Diablos mean? Okay. Devil, false accuser and slanderer. Okay. Prone to slander. Slander is accusing falsely, and that's what the rulers do right now. The current Edomites, the so-called Esau, Edom. All right, the rulers of this world. Okay. All right. This is the answer, the absolute answer, to give you understanding, applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. And we know this to be equivalent to the nation of Edom and Esau, Edom, the Edomites. Okay, that's who it is. Why do we say that? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? We know that the ruling class people of the planet is the so-called white man. Because of the colonization, because they were allowed to take over lands, they are the ruling class people in the world. Okay? All right? Okay? They pretty much, people follow the vibration of Esau, Edom in the earth, the so-called white man, all around the world. His ways, America's ways, okay? America is Babylon the Great. The world follows America, okay? Spirit of them, okay? Go to Malachi 1 and verses, we'll just read verses 4 and get to the point. No, we'll start. It just don't, you may not get the point. Malachi 1:1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And this is the point, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. So they are the wicked, is Esau, Edom. Okay, they represent the devil, okay, in the earth. Okay, they have the spirit of Satan within. Psalms 55 and verses 19. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. So this would be the Edomites, the so-called white man. All right, they have always been our enemies and will always be our enemies. Okay, all right. The problem is that Jacob, all right, because of the benefits that he gets here, he's afraid to upset the established order. All right, but they are the wicked. That's the reason why this is happening. They're bringing forth this segregation thing. All right, and all it is it's serving two purposes: a distraction, and also he's basically taking care of his own people. All right, that's what's going on. He's taking care of his own by allowing them to be able to thrive as the nation falls. Okay, because the economy is falling and people are being laid off. So he's putting his people in the forefront.
But I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. Is that so strange? We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
I grew up in this country as a minority, as the children of immigrants. I was their first child born in America. And while I didn't have much possession or didn't much control, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that if you ask a lot of Americans, they would say that I had a lot to offer this country. You know, according to you, I guess I would be perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation, they did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or to anyone else.
Do you consider, you keep saying your ancestors built this country, you consider that a fact?
Who else built it?
Black people, Native Americans, Chinese people who came and built the railroads.
Do you think none of that could have been
Italian people?
But they're Europeans, aren't they?
Okay, so Psalms 55 and 20, he has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him, the Native Americans, so-called Negroes, all right, because you heard what Muhammad Ali said. That's what they have done, all right. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So we've been telling you over and over that they represent the devil, all right, and that they are the wicked of the earth. We've been told you that multiple times, all right. So we'll go to Sirach 12 and 10, and it reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away." All right, and this is symbolic of the so-called white man. All right, you can never trust thy enemy. All right, his words were smoother than butter. That they're always smoother than butter, and they suck Jake in every time. All right. Okay. Again, all right. This is serving two purposes: a distraction from World War III Armageddon that's approaching. All right. Possible martial law that they're going to institute. Okay. And more draconian laws, because we still have yet the prophecy of peace and safety to totally be fulfilled. Okay. Peace and safety, and also the MOTB. All right. Okay. 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall it be? Shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? Because him coming forth with this legislation, all right, is going to prevent Jake from getting jobs, okay, all right, that he normally would have gotten due to the segregation laws, the DEI, okay, all right. Companies don't have to hire you now, okay, so it's gonna affect us. So we go back Isaiah 3 and 1, and it reads, for behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So that's what's coming, great tribulation and turmoil more for Jacob, okay, mainly, okay, all right. But this shouldn't be an astonishment to us, because the Lord said that he was coming with a sword. Matthew 10 and verses 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I am come not to send peace, but a sword. All right. So this is what's happening. All right. The Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and he's causing all hell to break loose in chaos, in the earth. All right. Matthew 12 and 25. And it reads, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. All right, so that's what's happening now. The division is being brought by Yahushua in the earth. Okay, all right. You got people burning up Teslas, setting Teslas on fire. All right, all kind of civil unrest is brewing up in America. Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, which is America, the similitude, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Okay, so he's coming, the Lord is visiting the earth. Okay, all right, let's go to second Esdras 9. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, so he's visiting the earth with all and causing, putting spirits on, putting the angels are putting spirits on these devils to do according to the prophecies. Okay, to fulfill the prophecies. All right, World War III is brewing up. Okay, they about to strike Iran. Okay, all these things are happening. Civil unrest, protests all over America. All right, you know about the Gaza, about the layoffs of jobs. Okay, so let's read this again. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So we've been warned. Okay, the Lord told us to keep watch. Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay, all right. So we shouldn't be surprised at what's happening because the prophecies are being fulfilled. Okay, the beginning video with Muhammad Ali is showing you how Esau Edom was back then, and that's how he is today. Okay, all right. They have not changed. All right, they have no changes. All right, as I read earlier. Okay, and they are our enemy. Okay, Psalms 83 and verses, I think it's verse 6. The tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites and of Moab and the Hagarenes. All right, the Lord pointed out that Edom, which is the so-called white man, and they're currently in rule today, is our enemy. Okay, whether you believe it or not, we're trying to tell you. Okay, it should be an eye opener to you, seeing what they're trying to do to remove. They're trying to remove your history from the history books, Black history, so-called Black history. All right, from the history books, they're taking away the achievements of the men that fought for this country, the military. That should be an eye opener to you. Okay, that they're directly attacking the tribe of Judah, okay, and the Israelites, okay, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics, okay. So, but what the real reason of this situation is because they're trying to help their own people. That, you know, like I said, it's twofold. Okay, it's a distraction, and also they're trying to help their own people to survive. Okay, the upcoming great tribulation, what's coming in the earth. They know what's coming. All right, all right. You should be able to understand that with the gold going up to like $3,400 an ounce. Okay, that should let you know right there that the dollar is decreasing. See, they know these things, all right, and they're speedily spearheading the war against Iran so they can take the resources. Iran's an oil-rich nation. They've been wanting the resources of Iran. Okay, but the Lord is gonna bring forth judgment when they do this because they got Russia as an ally. Okay, all right. So with that, I say all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash Shalom.